Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in if you are new here. My name is Simone and it is a pleasure having you on my channel. I do a wide range of different things on here, but today I'm really here just to give you a little life update. Like, I don't know who's working voodoo on me, but I'm telling you right now, just stop. Like, just stop. Stop. Like, I'm tired, and I'm just here every night, and my prayers are, God, like, those weapons that are not supposed to be prospering against me, but are still formed, they feel like they're prospering, because I'm getting attacked from left and right, and God is still good. He's still on the throne. I get dreams all the time, so when things pop up, I just be like, the manifestation of what I already seen, but it's just kind of like, how much more can a sister take, So that's where I'm at. Like, so let's start with the elephant in the room. My in-laws. So for those of you who are lost about certain situations or need clarity about certain situations, let me just say this, like, this is my life. This is my process. I let you in as much as I want to let you in. I do not care if social media is not for me, not for whatever. One thing about me, I'm going to keep it equal across the board. When my mom and I were going through our situation, I came on this camera and I told you guys every single thing. So why should I spare these people? And me being, vocal about certain things does not take away from the fact that I'm a Christian. And you may want to deal with your Christianity one way, but one thing about me is that I'm not going to die because I held in something that I didn't get off my chest when I should have. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my philosophy now, and it's been my philosophy. So if that doesn't resonate with you, then that's just too bad, And I understand that the Bible says, who God put together, let no man put asunder. And I feel like it's completely different. And a lot of people take that out of context, by stating that, oh, well, if a husband does something or a wife does something, then they need to work to get through it. And honestly speaking, it's a choice. Like, do you want to go through your whole life just like being stuck, feeling trapped in a loveless situation? And if that's you, then that's you. You want to stay because you feel more comfortable? Stay because you feel comfortable, but this is my life, okay? Whatever choices I make are choices that I'm prepared and well able to take the consequences for. If you didn't know, I am a grown-ass woman. And that's that. So my decisions are my decisions. I don't regret them, and I understand everybody's input, and thank you. But, I don't have any ill will towards anyone, and I didn't post anything for recognition or for anybody to feel sorry or pity me or anything. It's just, this is you, my boy. Anyways, so in recent news, I have made the decision that I was going to nullify my marriage. And that decision was driven by a number of factors. And let's just say, when a woman's fed up, it ain't nothing you could do about it. What? Because it's like falling out of love. What? And it's too late to talk about it. And I understand that marriages are hard, and I understand that you got to put in the work. But one thing about me, and that's just the way my heart is wired, and you're not going to sit there and say, God made a mistake. Once you cross me, once you've been gifted me, and you fumbled, and I'm going to try to forgive you, and I did, but what I recently learned is that the brain don't really forget nothing. So how are we going to sit there parading as Christians we need to forgive and forget? You need to forgive, but your brain is never going to forget anything. That's just how we're chemically wired, And so I feel like even if I'm able to look at you and I'm able to forgive those actions, I'm not able to not move past it, but I just can't see you in that light anymore. It's like you showing me your true colors, after the fact, and then expecting me to just kind of like be blinded. Like, the whole black gold situation. And that's just not me. Like, you have one time to show me who you really are, and that's what I'm going to believe. So I don't understand why everybody's shocked, If that decision was coming from him or from another man, then I don't understand. Like, no one will be asking these questions. Women are constantly left devastated because men are deciding to nullify marriages. Some men don't even have the balls to nullify anything. They'll sit there and they'll drag you through the mud. They'll disrespect you. They'll beat you. They'll abuse you. And I'm not downplaying anybody's situation. I'm just saying, like, this is my life and this is what I can speak for, you know. And for years, like, it's just been a bully situation, you know, with my in-laws. Not him. Like, we have an understanding now because I know I'm skipping. So let me just keep going on the timeline. So basically, push came to shove. I've had that breaking point situation, and I don't want to tell y'all because some things you have to keep private. Hello. But I've gotten to my breaking point, and I just was like, oh, hey, like, I think it's time for us to start thinking about getting a divorce. And he was just like heartbroken, and he just felt like he was blindsided, and like, where's this coming from, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, of course you're going to be oblivious, like, you know, you were given a gem, and you mishandled that gem, and in your mind somewhere, you just thought that you would just never leave the situation, or she'll never leave you. Like, she'll just take it. And that's it. Like, she'll never leave, because where is she going to leave to? Especially if you have that in your mind that, you know, my living or the woman's living is a result of the fruits of your labor, when that's not what it is, you know? And so I was just like, oh, you know, I love you, but I just can't get past this, you know? And he was just like, okay, well, let's go to therapy. Mind you, I've been to, like, suggested therapy when things were really rough and rocky. And it was like, oh, well, if you want therapy, then you need to pay for it. And I'm like, but we both have a situation. It's not just me. So why am I paying for something that we both contributed towards, you know? And then now it's the push come to shove situation. Went to therapy. It was a marriage, not a marriage. It was a married couple from the church who were like, you know, giving us like biblical standpoints and things. And I just felt like, nah, this ain't gonna work, like, for real. So I went once, and I was just like, I'm never gonna make an appointment again because I wasn't satisfied with the results that I got. And I know you're probably like, why didn't you just seek out another counseling center or whatever you're studying to be a counselor? Because I just didn't want to. Period. Okay, whatever. And then that's when the doors to the bullying situation opened. So I told him that, whatever. He's like, no, let's try to make it work, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm deciding to go to New Orleans with my friend, which I went because honestly, you guys, like, I used to be super certain about who I am. I knew what I liked. I knew my interests. I knew my wants. I was just so in tune with who I was and finding who I was and loving myself unconditionally to the point where it's like I was loving myself for him for so long that I completely lost sight of, like, this individual, you know, the individual that God has brought from there to now and will continue to take along the way. And that's when I started to realize, like, whoa, this is not supposed to happen, you know? And so I was like, you know what, maybe this trip would be a great getaway for me. And then maybe I could find, like, solstice and just kind of surviving me, just me, you know? Then I got there, got a phone call from my mother-in-law. She's just like, oh, like, you know, why did you do this? Why did you do this? My son loved you. I know you wanted to get away from your family. And it was just kind of like it was a passive-aggressive, you ain't shit. That's really what it was, to sum it up, in a nice way. And then it ended on a very sweet note, but she spoke for the majority of the time, basically telling me that I don't do nothing, I don't cook, I don't clean, and why would I do that to her son? And it was just kind of like, I understand where you're coming from, but honestly, like, this is our process, you know? Because my mom's not calling him to tell him anything, and he texted my mom saying, oh, we're getting ready to divorce, she needs support, or whatever. And so I responded to his mom by saying, very respectful, because that's just the person I am. I was like, with more than due respect, ma'am, when I was going through my stuff, and I was trying to reach out to y'all for help, y'all basically shunned me. Your response specifically was, you knew who you were marrying. So why are we shocked? We're shocked? We're shocked, you know? To hell. So that was that. And I just told him vaguely or whatever. And of course, on my vacation, I'm posting pictures on Instagram because it's my social media platform. And she's commenting like, oh, you really need that divorce so you can explore. Mind you, I hashtag explore page so I can get more of an audience, like more exposure from my photo. And she took it upon herself to be commenting under my photo. No one even knew outside of my immediate family, outside of, my mom, my brother, who he texted, and his family, that we were going to get divorced. And the fact that she wanted to comment it under there, I feel like I'm not the issue. She's the issue, because she didn't have to go tell the whole world that. Like, there is more than 100 people liking my photo and going through my comments, because it's what you do on social media. So I don't take any responsibility for that. It is what it is. You want to be nasty, blah, 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 blah. Okay? Then, Angels was very, like, not on the same page with me regarding this situation. Like I said, like, you never really expect the person that you mishandled to wake up one morning and say, you know what, I'm not going to deal with it right now, when things are supposed to be looking good, Like, I guess if it was in the heat of the moment where we were, like, really like this, if I would have said I wanted a divorce then he'll probably be like, yeah, like, it's coming from emotion, blah, blah. But I let emotions settle. I let my mind wander. I prayed, and that's the decision I came up with. And don't come at me for talking about praying and this is the decision you come up with. Like, do you ever believe that you can get married to a good person, but it's just not the right person for you? That's the kind of situation that I'm in. And I feel like God despises and he hates divorces, right? However, if you want to be pompous like me and be like, oh, I want to get out, and you get married with that in the back of your mind, are you really doing it for the right reasons? Is it really love? Did you really wait? You know what I mean? Like, and it was just a lot of red flags that I ignored, but we're on the same page right now, so it's not fair for me to sit there bashing him. Whatever. So I'm going to attach the screenshots here for y'all to take a look on my YouTube. But we came to a conclusion that I was going to go through the motion and keep praying and keep seeking God for an answer regarding what to do. And that during that time, we're going to be like amicable and we're going to be like kind towards each other and nice. And one of those things, or one of the requirements in those things, is me going out, because I really enjoy that. And so we did. So Sunday, which is last Sunday, we went to the waterfall park, which is next to the Galleria. And we were just hanging out. And I was just like, I got your brother and you can't do anything about it. And my sister-in-law took it upon herself to try to bash me. Long story short, she was going in, talking to herself, which I didn't respond to. Literally just screenshotted everything and posted it on my stories. And so y'all can see what I be dealing with. Like, there's a million, not even a million. There has been more instances that I can count on my finger where I was bullied, harassed by them regarding their brother, that they're not even supposed to be in his business, okay? But I have let it rock, and that time it was just enough is enough. And anytime any one of them write me on some craziness, I'm going to post it, okay? Anyways, the racist undertone. And honestly speaking, like, I feel really bad bringing this up, because it's just kind of like, I felt like they did the best they could, with me, being black and all. She just was texting him, I guess, because he sent me a screenshot trying to show me, like, oh, I'm not letting it slide. I am sticking up for you, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, your response is weak as hell. Literally, because all he said was, all I need is support. And I'm not mad at him, because if it was my family, I'd probably be like defensive as well. Stating like, oh, if you want to be there for me, be there for me. But don't bash the person that I'm with, because if we decide to work it out, it's going to look crazy. So I already a message where she's talking about how I look like I don't bathe, and that I'm stink, and that I'm ratchet. And that's when I was just like, last straw type situation. I was like, what? I'm ratchet? You guys, I'm a social media. I'm about to say I'm a social media influencer. Woohoo. No. I am a classroom teacher. I hold a bachelor's of science in psychology. With a minor in political science, and I'm also pursuing my master's, which I should graduate in 2023. Yeah, 2023. Next year, with my master's, and become an LPC, so that I can be helping individuals get over like trauma, grief, neglect. But you're going to look at someone like me and say that I'm ratchet. And honestly speaking, like, I didn't want to go towards racism, but that's really what it is, because it has not been, that was not the first instance in which I was referred to or associated with a racist undertone or racist connotation regarding this particular sister. Like, you know, I did my teeny weeny afro one time, and she was telling Andrew, like, oh, you don't have money to give her to do her hair. And I just felt super like out of place and insecure at that time. I was like, did she really open her mouth and say that right now? Like, what? And so I just kind of let it go, you know, because it's just like, nobody wants to think that their in-laws are racist. That's wild. But it's just what it is, you know. They're from a different demographic and they don't really understand. And from what I can concur, that's a lot of them. That's a lot of them, family included. Like, you know, just because I'm black this, just because I'm black that. Like, before I just came into my life, I already had a roadmap of how my life was supposed to go, how this was going to be and how that was going to be, and how, you know, everything was going to fall in place for me, because I have goals, I have dreams, I have ambitions, I have morals, I have standards. And then he came into my life and he brought his world, and I had compromised for a long time. And like I said, when I had to love myself, there's a lot of things that I just was like, I'm not compromising. Like my education, I'm finished that, you know, because it's just part of my identity. And it was just like a plethora of things. But I was just like, ratchet? Out of all things, girl, you gonna sit up there calling me ratchet? Like, okay. And they always act like their stuff don't stink. And like I said, like, I blasted my mom. Like, I spoke about my mom when we were going through our situation. So I don't know why people would sit there looking at me like, why are you doing this? What do you mean, why am I doing this? Don't do that. No, don't do that. And then it goes all the way back to the wedding. Like, you know, I was mad at the wrong people. And Mom, if you're watching this, yes, I said it. I was mad at the wrong people. Your delivery was terrible. There was a better way for you to tell me that, because you saw what I'm seeing now. But it was just like a whole takeover situation. Like, my bridal party had individuals that was not part of my family. And it was a whole big old drama. Not even drama, just an ordeal about like getting a dress and getting this and getting that. And me feeling restricted to say certain things. Like, I've told Andrew, like, bro, like, step up, say something. And he's just there like, oh, it's my wedding too. And I was just like, you picked your side. But what I realized is that all men struggle with this thing, where it's like, when it comes to their families, they're always going to have like a soft spot. And I get it, like, you know, but still. And there's a lot of men who would go outside of their wife, their priority, their children, and give the most love and attention and affection to people outside of you. So like, if they come calling, he going like, oh, I gotta go type situation. Oh, I gotta type situation, you know? And I just felt like, I'm done. Like, I've had enough, you know? And it's not because of them. Like I said, like, I've sat here through a lot. And there are stories I could tell you, but right now we're on good terms. So, can't really blah, blah about those situations. However, it's just kind of like, it's happened. And I know that you guys have been front and center for it. So I don't know why y'all would be looking at me like that, like I'm supposed to just sit back and take it. You're right about one thing, though, and want to be racist or not. I'm a black woman, and I ain't got no choice but to be strong. But the strong woman in me is going to have to, you know, find or be found by a man who can handle what he's getting himself into. Like, when it comes to the whole love department, I'm just like, I just want that agape love, you know, that unconditional love that Jesus had without merits, without bounds, without faults, you know. That's what I'm looking for. I'm sick and tired. But then she gonna say, oh, you can use this as one of your excuses for divorce. Girl, bye. My case was solidified before you were even a factor. You are a non-factor, okay? Like, you're not gonna be the reason why I leave this situation. And the fact that y'all think y'all in control, you don't know me. And I keep saying like, you don't know me. Yeah, you know me. But let me let you in on a little secret. Like, you know, this is my process. And I'm going to keep you informed as much as I feel like I need to. But the rest of it is just, you know, it's my business. And, you know, if I include you, I include you. If I don't include you, then that's just what it is. And even on the 50-50 situation, like, girl, where were you? Where were y'all? Y'all always sat there like, oh, you need to help him, you need to this, you need to that. And now every single thing is, oh, my son this, my baby this, my baby that, my brother this, my brother that. And then one of his sisters told me before, like, oh, you ain't never gonna find another man like my brother. And I was just like, probably right. But if I leave this situation, I'm not looking for a man like your brother, honey. And for a while, I was like, you know, damn, like, probably gonna miss this because he does do my laundry and he does a lot of things. But I got hands and feet, you know. Under pressure, we create diamonds. That's just how God made us. So I'll be fine. And I remember telling myself when I was going through a lot of, like, situations where I felt like my back was against the wall, I told myself, like, look, you know, God forbid I have to leave it all. Like, right now, I'm looking at the house every day. I'm just like, I work to be here. But if I have to do it all over, I have to do it all over. And I have the best insurance policy, Jesus. So I'll be fine, you know. But it's just kind of like, it's a situation where it's like you take the one life that God gives you and you take what you get, or you take the faith that he's bestowed in you and you believe for better, you know. And that's where I feel like I'm stuck between. And I understand, like, life is hard, marriage is hard, work is hard, whatever, but it's just kind of like God gave us the power of choice. And it'll behoove me to be a big dummy and sit there letting other people make my choices for me. I know the consequences of that action. I know the repercussions of having people choose things and you know, steal your power of choice. Like, all of this stuff is psychological, and I believe when the time comes, I'm gonna be well equipped and well educated and well, you know, motivated to make the right decision at the right time. And I'm not using anybody. Best believe, like, we have an understanding. And if it's so much your business and you want to be getting answers and want to see how long I'm gonna ride it out, let me just say, like, get you some business. Like, imagine being so worried about me and Andrew that you lose your whole, you know, the timeline of what you're supposed to be doing because you're in somebody else's business. That don't make no sense. And whatever I choose to do is what I'm gonna do. But if y'all want to keep bullying me, that's fine. And because I am black again, I look like I don't shower, because apparently you could smell me through the camera, because you could just scratch the sniff, right? Can y'all try? Let me see. I smell good. I'm a little sweaty because, you know, I had a long day, but I smell, and I'm pretty sure it don't smell like you, because nobody stink. You know what? Let me just, don't say that. Okay. But that's the love department, or what's been recently happening. And I still feel like I wasn't mean regarding this, because honestly, like, when you get older, it's just kind of like, what do y'all want? Like, I don't bother nobody. Like, what do you want from me? What? And all of a sudden, I'm not a good role model, but I'm the role model of 45 kids. Like, who trusted me? Who trusted to put me in that department? Like, y'all really need to educate yourself instead of being doltish and just opening your mouth to say anything because, oh, a black girl this, a black girl that. I shouldn't have to deal with that. And she's like, oh, you posting all these messages so that the white man you want to leave my brother for can see. The white man that I'm going to leave your brother for will not even be worried about this drama situation. He'll probably be like, oh, I'm paying for the divorce. That's the type of time that I'm on. Like, if that's the case, that's what he'll say. He'll be like, oh no, my Nubian queen, my Nubian queen is under too much distress, and you're too gorgeous to deal with that. You're just too valuable. You're too educated. You're too smart. You're too precious to be dealing with that situation. Let me pay for the divorce. That's what he would say. And no, I'll probably email it to him because he's professional. But anyways, that's the love department. So the school department, it's just, yeah, I gotta make a whole nother video for this. But I'm so happy that you decided to give me at least 30 minutes of your time. I truly appreciate it. And without further ado, I'm hoping to see you in my next video.